All right. Just bought this. Well, I guess I've had it for a few months now. Tahiti 150. Got it from xprousa.com. It's a nice looking little bike. It handles pretty decent. Pretty sharp looking. Looks just like the 2022 Yamaha Zuma. If you Google the Yamaha Zuma, you'll see this. Looks identical to it. Now this is almost completely stock right now. The only thing I've got changed here so far are the mirrors. I took the handlebar end mirrors. You can see me there. There's the other one. They go right on the end of the mirror, or the handlebars. This is the dash. Turn the key on for you, which is right down there. Lights up. It's got a clock. Clock stays pretty accurate. Got your trip meter set. It's got hydraulic disc brakes in the front. Drum brakes in the back. This here is what they call a birthmark. It's what happened when it was in the crate on my way to being shipped to me. That, the back of my handle there. But it's completely stock right now as far as the carburetor, the exhaust. That's all going to change here as soon as I get it broke in. It's got a stock, I think, 22 millimeter carburetor, possibly 24, but I think it's 22. But I've got a 26 millimeter with a jet kit that I'm going to put in. I get to mess around and get the optimum setting on it. Then I got a different exhaust system I'm going to put on. I didn't even put that little fancy plastic piece on the side there. As you can see, the brackets. Then it was going to be a waste of time. It was just going to come off. I had some issues with it when I first got it. It would run, drive down the road, and just die on me. Run out of gas. So the first thing I did is I changed the gas valve, which I can't show you right now. Here, let me pop the seat. That's down underneath that pan. And it takes 4 bolts to take that pan out, but I changed the vacuum valve. Some people say it's a fuel pump. All it is a vacuum switch. Runs up to your intake manifold, and when it gets vacuum from your intake manifold, it opens up and lets the gas flow down, gravity fed, because the tank is up higher than the motor is, as you can see. Well, it still did it once in a while, so I thought maybe it was getting the vapor lock and locking up. So what I did was I just took the cap and took the gasket off. And it's a little loose, but it ain't going anywhere. That seat holds it down pretty good. It's got a seal around the seat. Speed. I've had it up to 55, 56, 57 mile an hour. But it's just a little squirrely. You know, you got that short wheelbase there. It's just a little squirrely. So 45 mile an hour is a daggone good speed for this thing. I take it to work, which I work about 6 miles out that country road right out through there. About a mile and a half, and then I turn and go a mile and a half that way, and then I'm at work. Headlights do me really good at night. I work third shift. Headlights really work good. There's a high beam that I've never even had to turn the high beams on. Both those lights come on. I'll show you when I start it up and listen to it. Turn signals work well. Now I've got some lights that I'm going to mount on there But I think I'm going to save all my big dickering around with it until winter time when it's in the garage and I'm bored and can't go outside and work on anything. Like I said, this is just like the Yamaha Zuma. It's even got the rack in the back. Dual suspension in the back. Drum brakes, like I said. Everything's the same, except for on the Zuma, this piece is a removable cap for like your little storage unit. But that just molded in there. It don't do anything. Which that might change down the road too. I may make it. And there's our identification tags. Down on the floorboard. Your battery's down underneath there. It runs pretty good. It still sputters on me once in a while. But it fires right back up even before I come to a complete stop. But it does it mainly in the evenings on the way to work when it's warmer. So it likes to run in the cooler air in the mornings. Never had a problem with it in the morning. I drove it today uptown, filled her up with gas. Didn't have any issues with it today. Drove it around a little bit. Was enjoying the summer day. Like I said, it gets right up to speed. I'm a big guy. You know, you can see I'm a big guy. It handles me just very well. Like I said, 45 mile an hour is perfect, you know, with the 150cc. I've been watching for quite a while now on which one I wanted. I thought about those Ruckus clones, you know, the Mad Dogs. But I was worried about how low they sat, being seen. You know, I could see fine, but I like to be seen. I don't want to get hit and run over. That's why I got one that was a little bit more of a motorcycle size. But it rides out smooth. Tires are nice. It's got the rear foot pegs. Like one guy on here before that did a review on these. Those foot pegs are touchy. You come off the center stand and both of them will pop right out. And they got just a real light catch you got to get to make them work. Just don't take much to kick them out. Well, now it's not there. Don't take much to kick out, but you got to just barely feel the little click there, and it'll stay in. But if you push it all the way back, it'll do that all day long. But you take it back, just feel that little click, and then they latch in. So let's start this thing up and show you what it sounds like. Now, mind you, this is stock exhaust. Got to hold a brake in. It don't matter which side you hold in. Got to hold the brake in. Kind of a safety. Of course, now I've been riding it around, but it hasn't been started for like a week. All the rain we've been having. And I had to crank it a few times earlier to get it started when I first started it today. Let's start right up. There's the exhaust. A little puttering. Real quiet if that's what you're into, quiet. I pulled into work and I had a feller tell me he didn't even hear me pull in. I said, no, that's not me. I like them loud. So that's going to change. My next video, I'll show you putting the exhaust on and the carburetors on. I'll give her a little rev up here. Oh yeah. But that's it. I like it. Like I said, I'm 300. I go 45 mile an hour, no problems whatsoever. No problems. Like I said, xprousa.com. I bought it. It was around $13.20, something like that. Delivered to my door within a week. Didn't even take a week to get it. Excellent. Excellent communication. They actually sent me a different carburetor because I explained to them what I was having through my emails. They sent me another stock carburetor, and they sent me another stock fuel valve, which I'd already bought the fuel valve, but it's always nice to have a spare. And of course, I did like everybody else does. They recommend you go ahead and buy a new CDI box, new coil, new plugs. And they also recommend you change the belt, the drive belt. Those things are garbage is what they say. So I'm going to shut her back off. I never use the kill switch. I just use the key. But they recommend you change out the drive belts on these, which I haven't gotten to take that cover off to see exact size yet, but I am going to order a nice Kevlar one. Probably when I do the exhaust and the carburetors, I'll probably do all that at once, because that air box will be coming off, because I got a nice air filter that'll go on the new carburetor. But like I said, this thing runs like a dream. A few little hiccups, but you know, don't buy them if you're not afraid to work on something. If you want something that you can just get on it and drive it every day and not do anything, then spend the extra $3,000 and buy a Honda Ruckus or the Yamaha Zuma. But for people like me, I like to keep it cheap, and I'm not afraid to turn a wrench. So, you guys have a great day. I'm going to go back out and do some more riding before I head back home. Have a good day.